Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Jack here, and I am back with a football video for you guys today. As you can tell, I am bald. I'm actually not bald anymore, but I'm semi-bald. I shaved my head for pediatric cancer, um, uh, and my fraternity raised about $40 million or $40,000 for cancer research for pediatric brain cancer. So shaved the head in order to that, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my fraternity and to the kids who we raised money for. But anyways, first off, I also want to apologize for my last video. It was cut off short. I'm having trouble uploading videos right now, so I'm gonna figure it out. This video might come out kind of late after the draft. This is right after the draft, but I'm just having trouble right now with YouTube for some reason. I'm not able to upload my videos. I'm also in final season right now, so just kind of a crunch for time, and I'm gonna figure it out when I get home. But anyways, today, like last year, we're going to be doing a winner and losers of the NFL draft. And I'm really excited for this video, as always. I did this last year after the COVID draft. That was really exciting. I love doing that video. Actually, looking back at that, I will say, I missed on the Falcons. I said the Falcons, I criticized the Falcons heavily on taking AJ Terrell, and he's actually a stud. So my bad to the Falcons on that. But it's interesting how I have the Raiders and the Cowboys both on, losers again this year. It seems like the same organizations always mess up in the draft every year. It's kind of funny. But anyways, let's get into that. And first off, we're going to start with the losers. So first off, I want to give I can't put the Bengals, as a loser for drafting Ja'Marr Chase. I mean, he's going to be an absolute stud. For me, though, I think the pick is definitely Penei Sewell. Joe Burrow literally almost got killed last year. He took so many hits, and the bottom line is you got to look at Andrew Luck and look at what happened to him. He was probably the highest quarterback prospect ever, and his career was cut short because Indianapolis could never get an offensive line for him, and he got so many injuries, so many concussions, he couldn't play anymore. And when you get a guy like Joe Burrow, who is just fantastic and has so much potential, you got to protect him. And not only that, but protection is essential to development. Mahomes, Watson, they were able to develop because they had protection. And it's just your quarterback needs protection. And it's not like the Bengals are, hard pressed for wide receivers. They have, or for weapons of that matter. They already have T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Did you really need Ja'Marr Chase? And they have Joe Mixon too. So really confusing there. I know also Jonah Williams plays Penei's position, but you can just move Jonah Williams over and have Penei, play where he's strongest. Really, really stupid pick there, in my opinion. Ja'Marr Chase is a great player, again, don't get me wrong, but really think you need to go offensive line there and protect your franchise quarterback. But anyways, I'm not going to go through their whole criticize them wholly because, Ja'Marr Chase is a great player. But anyways, so first off, we are going to have as our loser, we have got the Dallas Cowboys. So the Cowboys, once again, get comfortable in their spot, don't really have a plan B after both those corners get taken, and they wind up taking a linebacker that's not really going to solve their defensive problems. Now, get me wrong, Micah Parsons was a great pick at 12. Really getting his, that's an overvalued pick. I mean, he could have went 7 to the Lions for sure. Excuse me, sorry. He could have won 7 to lines at sure. Great prospect, but he's not going to fix your defensive problems. They need defensive tackles, edge rushers, um, cornerbacks, safeties. They didn't get any of that in the first round, and that's disappointing. I mean, it sucks that Surtain and Horn went off, or Surtain and Horn went off the board before them, but I think almost there you maybe pick Farley or just trade back even more, um, just because you need a cornerback. Their secondary is horrible. And linebackers not really need position for them. I mean, I saw they declined their option on Leighton Vander Esch, but you still have Jalen Smith, and I think Vander Esch could have played that position. They have another linebacker who's pretty decent. Like, I don't think they really needed a linebacker there. I mean, yeah, they went defense, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Then second round, they take a cornerback. Okay, probably should have done that first round. If you're honestly like, if you're gonna take a cornerback in the second round, I feel like you just trade up and maybe take Farley. You gotta address your secondary. Like, come on. Then they got a defensive tackle in the third round and a defensive end in the fourth round. So it's good they're addressing their needs, but like, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like if you're not gonna either trade for Gilmore or take a cornerback in the first round, like, what are you doing? Their defense still has a ton of holes, and it's still gonna suck next year. And it's too bad because they're going all out. I mean, they just signed Dak to a long deal. You've got a $100 million offense with Elliott, Amari Cooper, who's that tackle? Oh God, Zach Martin. He's not the guy I'm thinking of though. Maybe it's Leary. I don't think so though. They have some tackle they paid a lot of money, and it's not Tyron Smith either. Bottom line, they're going all out, and they have a terrible defense, and that's bad. So I would recommend they trade for Gilmore, who seems to be on the market, or, I don't know, do something else. But they really got to address their defense because it is horrible. And they did that in the draft, but if you want to win now, you need more immediate talent than this. So that's my conclusion. Good thing, though, they didn't take really anyone offensive oriented because they did need to address defense. But still, in my book, they're a loser. So next up is the biggest loser of the draft, and that is the Raiders. So once again, they are on my board as a loser, which is just, they always do the same thing every year, and they act like they're so smart and like cool and like they know more than everybody else. Like they take Cleveland Farrell instead of Bradley Chubb. The consensus is Bradley Chubb's better, but Gruden and Mayock want to be all, oh well, we saw that Cleveland Farrell was better, and it's like, no, he's not. He's not better than Bradley Chubb. So it's a stupid pick. Then last year, oh, we think Henry Ruggs is better than CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. He's not. And Justin Jefferson. Yeah, he's not actually. Ruggs was the first wide receiver off the board. They took him over CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, and Justin Jefferson. I mean, like, seriously. Then they do it again in the first round last year with Damon Arnett. Everyone thinks Damon Arnett is a third-round cornerback. Well, we see something different in Damon Arnett. We think he's a first-round talent, and he's going to be really good. No, he's not that good. He sucked this year. He basically lost the game against the Dolphins because he allowed that like 45-yard pass from Fitzpatrick. I mean, they just consistently do the same thing every year in the first round where they act like they know more than all the other teams and, well, we observe this differently than everybody else in the league, and we believe we're right, and we do the same thing every time. And what do you know? They do it again this draft by taking Alex Leatherwood, who almost everyone thought was not going in the first round, and instead he goes mid-first round to none other than the Raiders, when you have Kristen Darasaw, who was projected in the first round and in the top 20 in almost every mock draft I looked at. And instead, they went with Alex Leatherwood. So, congrats to them. Then, of course, they take a safety who, when they already have Jonathan Abram, I think Carl Joseph is gone, but it's just what a disaster. I mean, like their off-season plan is so stupid. Like, you trade Trent Brown to the Patriots. Thank you so much. You release Rodney Hudson. Like, they released Gabe Jackson. Like, what are you doing? You have a good offensive line. Why are you taking it apart? Like, what? It's so stupid. I don't understand what they like. God, the Raiders are just so idiotic. They're so poorly run. I mean, Jesus, God. Gruden has no idea how to evaluate talent. Mayock is a damn robot who's, like, infatuated with himself because he was the draft guy at NFL Network, and, everything he, every guy he takes and every draft pick he makes is really good because, he was the Mel Kiper of NFL Network. I mean, no, the only good first-round pick he's had is Jacobs and Abrams, maybe being generous. So, God, the Raiders are such a mess, and it's really a shame because I love their fan base, and it's really sad. So next up let's move on to our winners. And first up, we've got none other than the Chicago Bears. So they deserve their due credit. They needed a quarterback. They traded up. Only gave up one additional first-round pick, where the 49ers gave up two additional to get their guy. So not a huge price to get Justin Fields, and you have him as a rookie on that rookie contract for 3 years, so you can really spend a ton of money and build up that team and make that run with him while he's getting paid almost no money. So they get their guy in Justin Fields, steal him from the Patriots. I think the Patriots were going to take Mac Jones, though, regardless, considering Jones was the only guy, or Belichick, Jones's pro day was the only pro day Belichick went to, so I think he was their guy. I'm pretty sure, but you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But regardless, they get a pretty, they get their guy in their cornerback, that's really hats off to them. I mean, they needed a quarterback and they got him. Then after releasing Leno Jr., they pick up Tevin Jenkins, who hasn't allowed a sack since I think sophomore year in college. I mean, the guy's a monster, and they got him. Then they get another offensive tackle in the 5th round, so they really didn't have a lot of picks. I think this is partly from the Trubisky trade, maybe, not sure. But bottom line is they get Fields and they get an offensive tackle to get him some protection and and they get their guy and their quarterback. So hats off to the Bears. They're a winner, and I gotta include my squad. I'm sorry, as a winner in the New England Patriots, and really satisfied with this year's draft. I mean, we get our guy, we get our quarterback, franchise quarterback that we need, in Mac Jones. We didn't have to trade up. We didn't have to give up anything. Didn't have to trade Gilmore. Didn't have to trade J.C. Jackson to get him. We just stayed where we were, and he fell to us, which is great. Then I love what we did in the 2nd round. A little short on defensive tackles, and we pick up Christian Barmore, who was a late first rounder in a lot of mocks towards the end of the year. Kind of fell a little bit, but he's from Alabama, so Saban knows him well or Belichick knows him well from Saban. So really like that pick. Then Ronnie Perkins, don't know a lot about him from Oklahoma, defensive end. I mean, it's great to get a pass rusher Hopefully he's a Chase Vinovich type, third-round pass rusher type guy that can get in the backfield and cause some disruption. Again, love stacking up on the pass rush. Then we get a running back, which is probably just replace Sony Michel. And then, the late round picks aren't that significant. I guess, let me just look through the draft board real quick. My other observations on the draft, I would say, I'm not sure why the Jaguars took ETN when they have James Robinson. That was a bit of a head scratcher. Weird also, they have him with Trevor Lawrence, and they're on the same team. I literally just realized that now. That's really weird. Good pick by the Steelers, taking Najee Harris. Hopefully should revive that running game. I will give a shout out to the Falcons. Kyle Pitts was the best pick there, at 4. They always draft well, and they always know what they're doing. And, Kyle Pitts is going to be like a 99 in Madden. I guarantee you in like 4 years. Like, he's going to be solid. He's going to be like a George Kittle, like just a franchise guy that's just an absolute stud that you can rely on. I truly believe that. So I like that Kyle Pitts pick. Give Matt Ryan one more chance, right? One last ride, and if he sucks, then draft a quarterback next year. But don't force it, right? He still has a lot of money on his contract left, so give him one more chance. So I like that from the Falcons. Penei Sewell from the Lions was a bit of a head scratcher. He's the best guy on the board there, but I feel like you go to Devonta Smith. You got to give Jared Goff some weapons. They also have Vaitai and Rick Wagner, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not Balaga, but they have 2 like good tackles, and they took Penei Sewell. So that was a little bit of a head scratcher for me. Jared Goff has no weapons for the Lions. Like, literally. Let's look up the Lions depth chart. Like, Jared Goff, dude, has no weapons. They have a good run game, but their wide receivers, Tyrell Williams, Amon St. Brown, Tim Kennedy, Sage Surratt. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. And Brashard Perryman and Geronimo Allison. Good God, their wide receivers are so bad. Wow. Oh, my God. Yeah, they definitely should have taken Devonta Smith there, so bad pick. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry if this gets out late. Thanks for watching my stuff. Glad to get back on the football grind and post some football videos. See you guys later.